Welcome to Talk and Text, updates from the US Mobile blog. What is Wi-Fi calling? We're extremely excited to announce that Wi-Fi calling is available to all unlimited all and pooled plan customers. This has been one of the most requested features by our customers bar none, and it's easy to understand why. When you have cellular coverage problems, you might find yourself holding your phone up to the ceiling, avoiding certain areas of the office, and sticking your arm out the window to try and get more bars. This problem can be solved quickly and easily with Wi-Fi calling. So, what is Wi-Fi calling and how does it work? What is Wi-Fi calling? Wi-Fi calling works like other voice over IP, VoIP applications. Think WhatsApp and Skype. However, there are a few key differences that make it unique. 1. You don't need any apps for Wi-Fi calling. Unlike FaceTime, Skype, WhatsApp, Viper, etc., you don't need any special apps to make and take calls or send and receive messages. Wi-Fi calls are like regular calls. You can just use your phone's built-in dial pad or messaging app. 2. The person you are trying to call or text does not need any special apps either. Since Wi-Fi calls and texts are eventually routed over a cellular network after passing through your Wi-Fi, the person or number you are contacting will receive the call on their phone as if you made a regular call. They don't need to have any special apps on their phone either. 3. Calls and texts look like they came from your number. The people who receive your call and texts will see them coming from your number. This is particularly beneficial for services like 2FA or account registrations that don't accept VoIP numbers. 4. You can call regular numbers like landlines and toll-free numbers. Other cell phone users aren't the only people you can reach over Wi-Fi calling. You'll be able to reach landline numbers, customer service lines, and 911 emergency dispatch the same way you would over a cellular connection. How does Wi-Fi calling work? On VoLTE, your phone encapsulates voice into data packets and uses LTE to send that information upstream. On Wi-Fi, your phone does the same thing. The data packets go through different streams, but they all end up at the same core data network, rerouting that information back to the recipient. Pros and cons of Wi-Fi calling. There are quite a few benefits to using Wi-Fi calling, including stay connected in more places. With Wi-Fi calling, you will be able to make calls, take calls, and send and receive texts whenever you're connected to Wi-Fi. You'll be able to make calls from the corner in the back office, the subway station deep underground, and rural areas where it's hard to find cell service. Transition seamlessly without dropping calls or missing texts. When you're transitioning from an area with strong cellular connectivity to a dead zone, Wi-Fi calling will kick in automatically. There's no need to worry about dropping calls when you move about your home, office, or through public transportation. You'll find that text messages will still go through when you have no bars too. Emergency services can still locate you when you dial 911. As you set up Wi-Fi calling for the first time, you'll be prompted to input an E911 address. This is a street address that, when contacting emergency services over Wi-Fi, a 911 dispatcher will use as your default primary location. Location accuracy is necessary to ensure emergency services can assist you. If your phone is changing locations, it is imperative that you change your E911 address so that you can be located. You can set up or change your E911 address from your US Mobile dashboard or by reaching out to our customer support team. Although Wi-Fi calling provides many advantages, there are a few downsides to consider before using this feature. Insufficient bandwidth on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi will lag in hotels, airports, universities, stadiums, and other crowded venues just because of the sheer number of people using the same network. Not all devices support calling via Wi-Fi. You'll need to use a smartphone to have access to this feature. Wi-Fi calls are supported by most recent Android phones and iPhones. Go to Settings and search for the feature to check your phone's connectivity or check with your carrier. As US Mobile continues to lead the next generation of wireless networks, Wi-Fi calling is offered to our users for free. Be sure to check our how-to guides to enable the feature in your iPhone and Android settings and expand your coverage. If you're thinking about joining us, rest assured that you can keep on calling and texting in more places than ever. FAQs. Will I use data when calling via Wi-Fi? Calls made over Wi-Fi will use your router's data to make calls. However, it will not use the main data balance of your cell phone plan. How much data does a Wi-Fi call use? It varies, but you can assume about 1 megabyte of data per minute for a call and 6 to 8 megabytes of data per minute for a video call. Do all phones support Wi-Fi calling? No. You need to have a phone that's VoLTE enabled and has the Wi-Fi calling feature activated. If you don't know if your phone is HD voice enabled, check our list. What if my phone doesn't support it? If your phone or carrier doesn't support it, you can always call and text from Wi-Fi via third-party apps. The most common ones are Skype, Google Hangout, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and Viber. How fast does my Wi-Fi connection need to be? The more bandwidth you have, the better your connection will be. A minimum of 1 megabyte per second should be enough to make calls. However, we've seen reports that Wi-Fi can hold a call as slow as 80 kilobytes per second, but the quality will be lower. Anthony Cinco for US Mobile. For more, subscribe to the podcast or check us out at usmobile.com/blog.